Hi, I'm here. Let me just double check that I am here. We don't want to go live in the wrong place, do we? Yay, I can see myself. Can I hear myself? Yes. Oh, that's good. Hi, everyone. So, today is my Facebook Live number 3, and I've got some lovely things to make with you today. I just wanted to, first of all, let you know who I've got for the prize for last week. Let me just show you. So this was the share prize from last week, and we've had loads of shares, thank you. So if you share my live video or on the catch up, I will put you into the draw to have the chance of winning something that I'm giving away. So hi Maria, hi Debbie, hi Lynn. So the winner from last week was Judith D. So if you're watching, Judith, please get in contact with me, get in touch with me so I can send this out to you. So this is the Dandelion Wishes stamp set, so well done. Thank you so much for sharing my video. This week I have a set of blends, which is the Rich Raspberry light and dark blend pens. So please, if you want to, hi Bridget, if you want to be in with a chance of winning these pens, please share and let me know that you've shared as well, because it just helps me when I go through the lists. So first of all, this is a card that I received this week from Anne in my team, and she's so lovely. She's made this for me. It's just a thank you to say thank you for helping her at the weekend when we were on stage. And apparently I'm a brilliant team leader, so thanks Anne, I really appreciate that. And she got me some beautiful a beautiful orchid as well, because I love my orchids. The other thing is, before I begin making the project today, we have some limited stock product, and I just want to quickly tell you what they are. They've sold better than anticipated, and at the moment we won't be able to make any more of it by the time the catalogue ends on the 3rd of January, I think it is, or 2nd of January. So that they are the Santa's Workshop DSP, the enamel shapes, the Memories of More cards and envelopes, not this, and the dies of Santa's Workshop, the tag dies, and the In the Woods. Look at my catalogue. That In the dies are getting low. Joyous Noel paper and the Sprig Punch, again both low. And then the Frosted Floral paper. I think that was my list. I have added a list on my blog this morning, just to let you know that if you did want any of these products, then you need to get a wriggle on for those. So today, oh thanks Bridget, no pressure. Thank you. You're on a train leaving Glasgow. Why are you in Glasgow, Helen? Ooh. Hi Jill. So today I'm showing you unfortunately it's one of the papers that's really low stock, so I apologise, but it might mean you need to put an order in maybe. Okay, so this is the, I'll just turn the light up. This is the Frosted Floral designer series paper. And I think that this is my second pack, but it's a pearlescent paper. Some really lovely images that match the stamp set. So one side is more sort of muted, an overall colour, and then the other side is full on floral patterns. So we're using some of that today. Love it. I'm not surprised that it's limited stock. Just wanted to show you, I'm not making these, but this is something I made when the papers first came out, and it's a little treat holder. It's just got some love hearts in there held with a glue dot, and I do have a video of how to make this on my YouTube channel, and officially I've got 601 likes or subscribes on YouTube, so I'm thrilled. I think 2 weeks ago I had about 500, so it's heading in the right direction. I'm definitely gaining subscribers on YouTube, so if you don't follow me on YouTube, I'd love you to just help me build my number up, because I'm desperate to get to 1,000. So these little treats I've made with the scallop tag topper punch, and it's just a strip of paper with some scores, a piece of cardstock on the base there, just to reinforce that, and a couple of punches, sentiment, and a gem. So if you'd like to make that, then you can pop onto my YouTube channel and find the video for that. I'll pop a link on the description. But this afternoon, I'm making a card, and I'm going to be making this card. So let's begin. So the base card is Tranquil Tide, and it's just a standard C6 that I've folded. Hi Barbara. So the first thing I need is my trimmer, and I've selected one of the papers because these papers are beautifully designed that they all coordinate. So I've not used that one. It's this one, isn't it? So I love this one with the leaves all random, and I like that it matched the Tranquil Tide cardstock. I've just seen a little piece here, so I might be able to get away with using that piece. Yes, I can. So my card is 10.5 wide, 10.5 centimetres, which is 4 1/8 of an inch wide, and I just want, how wide is this? Yeah, I want a 10.5 by 3 centimetre strip, and then all I've done is flipped one over. You can see there. Alright, so there's those pieces, and now I need a piece of white, and that needs to be on my scraps, which is this bit. That again needs to be, well, I'm going to cut this at 11 and then I'll chop it down, and the reason I'm doing it a little bit wider is because I'm using the corrugated embossing folder, and I will show you that. It doesn't look a great deal, doesn't really amaze me with that photo there, but it's really, really lovely just there. So I think I've cut my piece a little bit too short, but it should be fine. So because the corrugated embossing folder is one of the dynamic embossing folders, you need just to use one plate. So you want to pop the white piece in, but obviously I don't want my lines going that way, I want it going across. Make sure it's sort of straight. And then, it's not straight. And then have the base plate, the thick embossing folder, and then just one clear plate. And I'll just run that through over on the side. Okay. So it's that. I've gone a little bit, oh no! I'm not sure what I've done, but I've broken it. Let's do it again. Okay, this time I'm going to use the thick card instead of the thin card. Make it 11 centimetres. Just want it that little bit wider than my card base because we're going to trim it. So let's try again. I did nothing different from last time. Okay, there we go. Go, that's it. Oh, I'm not sure why I've split that, but it didn't do it last time. I think my plate is a bit more bowed, so it's really pushing into that embossing folder. But to be honest, if I wasn't doing this live, I would probably just use these pieces and glue them onto the card. I don't really mind that they're broken. Okay, so before I stick the pieces down, I'm going to use one of the stamps from the first Frost stamp set, and it's this one here. And I've not mounted my sticker because I just wanted to show you how to mount your stickers. So you may have heard that Stampin' Up have got some new stamps coming out, so they will be red rubber and still have stickers just like these. So the one I'm using now is clear mount, and then they're going to bring out cling, so they're red rubber with stickers. So this is how you will mount your stickers onto your red rubber. So you just split those two pieces off. There's a paper there's a slit on every backing, and you just place your stamp foam side down, and then what I do is I just flip it over. Hi Wendy and Wendy, two Wendy's. I just flip it over and then just rub across the back, and then I peel it off that way, and then my stamp is all finished with my sticker on. The reason for Stampin' Up to change the way, change the sticker sheets is that some of us find that these don't really cling to our blocks, depending on whether they're dirty or a number of things really, heat, pressure. So what I've been doing is, this is one of the new cling stamp sets for demonstrators. This is an exclusive demonstrator stamp set, but it doesn't matter. I've been taking the new sticky sheet and I'll show you, this is how sticky this new sheet is. So this has got the new sticker on, and I can literally just pick it up with my finger. That's how sticky these new stamps are, and you can see the difference if I do it with the other finger. I mean, it's not magic. That just shows you how amazing they are. So what I've been doing is I've just been saving this scrap, this edge. So all of this you'd normally throw away in the bin. So I've just been, depending on the size of your stamp, you can just do, maybe if your stamp was that big, you could put a whole piece on. But I've just been taking a strip of what I would normally throw in the bin. Okay, let's close that. And then the hardest bit is just taking that backing off and making sure it's the right side, because there's a backing on each side of the glue. I'll just show you this very quickly. But this this only applies to when you have when you purchase some cling stamps when they come out in January with the, well, we call it spring summer. So I'm just going to pop it along there, just a tiny bit. That's how strong it is. I only really need a little bit, and if I was on my own, I'd probably put a strip across there to make it like a cross. So now that will pick up. So I've just pinched basically a bit of that waste to add it onto my cling, to turn it into a cling basically, so it's a little bit more reliable when it's on a block. So the block for that is a D, and you can see it just picks it up, no bother. I mean, it would before, but now I know it's definitely not going to come off. So I like that improvement that Stampin' Up have done. So, hi Chrissy, hi Anne. Oh, thank you. Don't they look great? I love them. So let's get on with the card. I just wanted to do a quick demo of that, just to explain that that new sticker sheet basically. So I'm using the Whisper White ink pad, and this is a pigment ink, so it just needs a little bit longer to dry. You can see it's all lovely and white. I just want about 3 branches like that. Do another one. Okay, so I'll leave that for 5 minutes. And while I've got that out, I'll just clean it. So now this is where we glue our corrugated piece, and the reason for me making it a bit wider is because the more sort of dimples you put into the cardstock, obviously it makes it shrink, so I just wanted to allow for that basically in the width of the cardstock. Plenty of Tombow. Don't worry about these splits. I quite like it. It's part of the charm of the corrugated look. Like that. Thanks, Barbara. Okay, and then I'll pop one of my pattern paper strips directly on top of that. I mean, it's up to you how much you leave showing. And then the next piece over the top. And then once that's dry, I will just trim up these edges a little bit. You can see they just overlap ever so slightly. That bugs me slightly, so I'm going to trim them once it's dry. So next I'm going to do a little bit of stamping with a different stamp, and it's this, I don't know what flower it is, but it is lovely. And I'm going to have a play with the Stamper Artist. This stamp has got the clear mount sticker on, and again I've just put a quick strip of that new cling backing on directly on the middle of my stamp, just to help it stick onto my Stamper Artist plates. So I'll try and do this way, I think, so you can see. Okay, so the first one I'm going to do is actually the insert of the card. Just check the size. Okay, that's fine. And then the magnets are stored at the back, and I've just put a bit of sellotape or washi tape around the magnet because it's easier just to hold it. When you place your stamp over onto the insert, I like to do cards where I have a little bit of detail inside that matches the front of the card. So I know that's going to stamp there. And because this is a clear mount stamp set, it's already got the foam on, so I don't need to have that black foam under there. Because we've already got the depth in the stamp. If it's a photopolymer stamp, I would need to put that black foam down. And then I've just got a piece of the new grid paper sheets, just to protect this shiny surface from getting ink on it, because it can slip around and get on your fingers and all sorts. So have a piece of grid paper down. Now I've selected my Stampin' Write marker pens, and most of you will know that on the back of the pattern paper packets you have, this is normally 12 by 12 by the way, you have the title of the paper, the code, the quantity, but also the vital piece is these colours. Yes, the colours are in the catalogue as well, but I always keep this piece and just pop it in my, my paper tray. So I keep my paper in one of these 12 by 12 clear boxes, and I just slip that in there so I don't forget the colours, and I don't have to keep hunting for the catalogue. So we've got Blackberry Bliss, where's the Blackberry Bliss? There. Blackberry Bliss, Blushing Bride, Grey Granite, Merry Merlot, Mint Macaron, Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, Pear Pizzazz, Pineapple Punch, Powder Pink, Soft Sea Foam, Soft Sway and Tranquil Tide. So I'm not going to use all of these, but if I'm going to use them on a card, I just grab them all out and then I can pick from them rather than keep walking back and forth. I just grab them all. So I'm going to add some colour onto this stamp, and I want to use a Stamper Artist because I want to stamp it in sections. So I'm going to, let's see what you can see first of all, hang on. Okay, so I'm just adding some Blackberry Bliss to where the petals are. Just a little bit, that's all I want. And then I'll stamp it in position. Okay, and then I'm going to go back in again with a different colour. So this time I'll do Merry Merlot. Now these colours are quite close together, so there won't be a huge amount of difference. I mean close together in shade. And what I like to do about this is you can see the areas that you've missed, but also it's kind of, it's like a step on from having it on a block, colouring all of the stamp and then huffing on it and then putting it down on your paper. This way you can just do colour by colour, you don't have to colour in all of the stamp at the same time. And just build it up section by section. So this one is Tranquil Tide. Every time we do it, it's going to look different. I mean, look, I'd be happy to leave it like that, to be honest. It's lovely. But I will complete the image. We'll go for a mossy meadow. Just sort this grid paper out, it's annoying me. There we go. Is it an ivy? Oh, that's useful to know. Okay, so there we go. So that's my insert, all done. Now we'll glue that in. I mean, that's just a few colours. How many did I use? 3, 4 colours. Anybody else like to stamp the inserts? I always like to put a white piece of insert in the card, because especially on a dark card, just think it finishes it off nicely. And I would also stamp the envelope, but I'm going to do something different with the envelope today. Okay, so I'm going to do that again. Me too. It's nice, isn't it? I mean, we always do this, Helen, with these Stampin' Up marker pens. But as I said, you do it all in one go, and then if you've missed a little bit, then you know it's not very forgiving. This, because it just stays in the same place, you can just keep building on top of it. You can make sections darker. What I would recommend is you do clean your stamp in between doing this, just so you don't... Oh, my pen's running out. Okay, I've just realised I've done something really stupid. Hang on, let's do it again. I need to die cut this flower. Let's try again. Okay, a bit more colour. So I hope you can take inspiration from this. I mean, it's not something I've made up, it's nothing new, but it's just something different to do with your stamps, isn't it? Okay, so the first Frost stamp set comes, well, the bundle comes with some coordinating dies, and it's this nice one here. My magnet back because I'm going to bring out my magnetic platform, and those two things don't get on. Oh no, I haven't got my magnetic platform. So if a die has a, say, a short side and then a long side, it's always good to ease the die into the big sharp with the short end rather than the full-on sort of wide end. It's just a bit easier on your machine. And if you can go off to one side rather than the middle, that's good too. Oh, I love it. Look how lovely that is. I love how it makes you look like an artist because they look hand drawn. Okay, so that's my little topper. And while I've got the big shot here, I will just cut these two shapes, which are really fun. They nest together, so you can, they're completely separate. So this small one is really, really small, really thin. I've never known anything so thin. It's not got very much edge. So they are designed to sit together, and then you can cut a really thin border, but I'm going to use them as two separate pieces. Just chop off what I need. So we need that much. So the outer one is going to be, I think I've got rich raspberry. I don't want rich raspberry, I want blackberry bliss. Let's try again. One of them, and then the small one just in Whisper White. And again, pay attention to this, the side where the cutting edge is. It's really, really little. Okay. I love that noise. Anybody else love that cracking noise? Okay, I love that cute die. Pop him back on there. And then that one. Okay, so that's it for the Big Shot today. Thank you, Big Shot. Right, so we'll bring in the card. The original one that I made with rich raspberry, look at that. I can really see that difference now. Oops, doesn't matter. The original one I've used Wishing You All the Best. And I can't find the stamp set. Here it is. Here, but I would like to do something different. I was hoping the congratulations would fit. Let's see. I think I could just squeeze that on. In Blackberry Bliss. It's hard when you can't get your head right over the top of it. Let's see if I can do it. Ooh. Let's look on the camera. Okay, so it just fit. It's fine. And then on the original card, I did pop a little hole in the side and I tied my bow. So I'm using one of our little hole punches, and I'm pretty sure we do still sell them, but mine's purple, they're black. Just to pop a little hole in, and then I'll glue that down. Okay, so now I've got some mini dimensionals. I store mine in a wood mount case, and I've just made a label so they match, they coordinate with the stamp sets. And if you don't know that I've done that, then there's a free download on my website. So if you go on to stampwithsarah.co.uk, there's a link in the menu that can take you to the inserts that I made up for different things. There's lots of different things: the sequins, buttons, rhinestones, stamp sets that don't have a case, you know, in like kits. So there, that's my little tag, and the ribbon is the Tranquil Tide gorgeous, what do they call it, velvet? Do they call it velvet? Let's see. Yeah, velvet. And then there is the purple as well in the Alma catalogue in Rich Raspberry, and I could get away with using that one too, but I'm just going to stick with this one because it's open. Because this is so wide, you might find it easier to just cut a point. I'm going to stick that down there. Hi, how are you? I can see your comments. Of course I can see them. It's just I have to remember to look. Tell me where you're from, everybody. I'd like to know. I'd like to know how far and wide we go. Okay, so just a little bow. It's not really a bow, but it's a cheetah's bow. Thank you. And just a reminder, if there's anybody that's joined, please do share my video if you don't mind, and I will enter you into the draw to win this one. It's a couple of pens, the Stampin' the Stampin' Up blends in Rich Raspberry. And the winner from last week was Judith D. And she's going to receive this, but I need you to get in contact with me, Judith, because I don't know you. Okay, so that's that bit, and now we're just going to add on the really lovely flower. I love these minis, especially for things like this. Don't have to cut my big foam pads down. Probably too many, but it's fine. Oh wow! Tracy's from Sutton. And we've got Indiana. Hi Barbara. Perth. Oh, Canada. Oh my goodness. No pressure. Okay, and now if I can find the rhinestones under all this mess. Here we go. Here they are. Okay, as I said, the insert, I have updated this insert on my website. It's now got the black topper. I'm going to use the dark Blackberry Bliss and colour my, what are these? These are the smallest size rhinestone. Yeah, they're the smallest one. And just colour in ever so carefully, because the rhinestones, they've got like little, well, they're not sharp, but you know, they might hurt the nib, the tip of your pen. So just be careful when you're doing that. Just do it ever so slowly. And you can leave it to dry, and you can go back and do another coat so it's a bit of a deeper colour. But I haven't got that luxury of time today. So let's see what happens. So I'm using the Take Your Pick tool with the putty, which is my friend, my best friend at the moment. And just add 3 of these rhinestones. Like that. And to finish the card off, there's the inside. To finish the card off, I'm going to make an envelope with my envelope punch board, which I don't think has seen the light of day for probably 6 months, which is terrible, really terrible. So because I'm in the UK, obviously the board comes with inches on the front, but if you live in the UK, I don't know if they still do, but I think they must do. They send you like a sticker inside the box with centimetres on. And the idea is you want to stick it over there. But I like to do both inches and centimetres, so I've never stuck this down and I've not lost it yet. Maybe I should take a picture of it. But my card is 10.5 by 14.8. So I need my paper to be 20.8 square. And this is where you really do need to love the paper and enjoy sending it out. Don't just keep it and keep it to yourself. You have to share this beautiful paper. So which one should I use? I might do the one that matches the card. That one. And with the trimmer, I'm going to trim it down to that 20.8 centimetres square. Just check that. Yeah, it is that. And then the sticker sheet or the board has different starting points, different sizes, different scoring lines to aim for depending on the size of your card. And you can do rectangles or squares too. Okay. Now that's the crucial bit, that's the hardest bit, getting your paper square. So my line is 8.7. So I need to look, this is the inches, and then here is the centimetre line. So I want 8.7. Just punch, and then you'll feel with the tip of this tool that comes in the side of the envelope punch board that you just feel there's like a little groove there, and you just take it all the way along and it comes out the end there. And then you turn, and then you just forget about that measurement. We don't need that after the first time. You then want to take your attention to this little notch, and you want to line it up with the first score line that you made. You probably won't see the score lines on the camera. And again, find that little notch. You can take it from this end as well if you want, and you can go up into there. Turn it, find the line. So you just repeat that. Just repeat that process all the way around. Like that. And then, fingers crossed, it should fit. Of course it fits. And then you have the lovely job of deciding which side envelope you want. Which side. And because this is beautiful paper, you don't have to go to the trouble of doing an envelope liner. If you want a pretty insert in your paper, the beauty of these double-sided papers is that you don't need to bother with that, so it's great. So you just fold along the lines and then you fold that up. Now there's two options. You can curve this. Some people like to leave it curved, but I like to glue the sides first, and I will do that now. And I just use a snail. Like that. If you wanted to round it before you do that. And then I just fold mine down until it reaches here, these 2 points. And then it just sits in there. Nobody knows that it's under there. You can glue it down if you want to, but I mean it's quite happy sitting there. And then this top one, make sure I get the score line. This top one you can leave as a nice point, or the envelope punch board has a secret corner rounder up here, and you just pop your envelope in the top, and it gives you this really lovely curve, which you could attempt with scissors, but you're never going to get it as neat as that. And then your card just slips in there like that. Don't do enough of these envelopes, as I said. It's something that I hasn't seen outside of the cupboard for about 6 months, but not because I haven't wanted to use it. So there you go, that's the card. That's the card I have to show you today. The other thing I did do is pop the edge of the card in the top of the corner rounder and give this side a rounded edge. And I do that with it closed, because if you do it with it open, you get two different curves. So there we go. So I hope you like my card. Let me check the time. Okay. So I have prepared something else, and if you're happy to just sit and watch me, which sounds really strange, doesn't it? I have prepared a couple of photographs, and I wanted to see how I could go on with making a scrapbook page with these photos. So these are my little boys. This is over a year, I think, over a year ago, because they've grown out of these jumpers. Well, what I mean is that Matthew has handed his jumper very nicely down to little Adam, and Adam has grown out of this jumper. So these jumpers have now gone to the charity shop. So we were at the park one day, and there was this gorgeous tree, and I thought I could get a nice photo of them both in front of this tree. I didn't get one of them together because they were at that age where they just didn't stand still together, but they would stand still on their own. So I've printed these off on my selfie printer earlier, and I thought I would have a go with the first frost stamp set, and also bringing in another stamp set from the Autumn Winter Catalogue called Still Night, because it's got that gorgeous tree in it as well. So I'm just going to dump all of this rubbish on the floor. You should see my floor. So let's see. This is the branch I'm talking about, so I'm going to be using that. And I've grabbed, just how I start off with a scrapbook page is I look at the colours that are in the photographs, and being under these lights, I think the colours in these photographs will probably be really washed out under these lights, but the colours I've got are real red, blueberry bushel, mossy meadow, and then also a grey granite, because I've picked the colours out of the jumper and also a little bit of the greenery in the background. So that's how I start. I don't really have an idea as such. I just think, right, let's look at the colours and grab the colours out of the photographs in the inks and the cardstocks and the pens and ribbons and things that I have. So my base card is going to be Whisper White, if I have any. No, grey. It's got to be grey. I'm not into overly complicated scrapbook pages, but I like photos and edges, borders, lines, squares. I like them straight to a point. I mean, I could be tempted with a little bit of an angle, but that's as far as I will go with that. I'm not very creative in that sense, that everything for me has got to be in a box, in a line. So this lovely tree branch, it does have a right way and a wrong way, so if you're mounting it on the block, just pay attention to that. I haven't got a sticker on the back of it. Yeah. I forgot my brown. So, soft suede, and I'm going to, because of the side of this trunk, I'm just going to keep that on this right hand side of this page and just keep repeating it. Like that. Now I've got my blends, and I will just add a bit of colour to this. There we go. So the blends we have are soft suede. One of these is soft suede light, soft suede dark, and then I've got a crumb cake, and then also the bronze marker, which I use as just a brown most of the time. Not really to add any light and dark shading on it, I just use it as a brown. Okay, so I love that you can just be quite quick with these, and I'm not really too fussed that I'm outside of the line, because it doesn't really make sense to me, for me, because I have to have things in lines, in boxes. But you get the starting point of the starting point is the stamp shape, and then you can really sort of add to it and really bring it to life with the blends, if you're brave enough to do a little bit of drawing. And also it connects these chunks together too. So yesterday, I don't know if you saw on my Facebook page, we actually made some gingerbread men, and I was tempted to use some of those and package them up today for the video, just to show you how to do some treat packaging and things, especially with our what do you call it, cookie cutter Christmas, I think, and the cookie cutter punch. But we left the gingerbread men in the oven a little bit too long, so I didn't think the gingerbread men would look very appealing on the video today. So I'm sorry about that. They just got a little bit singed on the edges, but the middle of the gingerbread men tasted really lovely. So when we do it, I will trust the recipe and the time it says, and not put it on for an extra 2 minutes, because it turns out that 2 minutes was vital. It was a vital number not to add on. So there's my border, and I will go back over with a little bit of dark later and just show you, just to sort of lift it a little bit. And it's also, I guess it's a good reminder that you know, scrapbooking is out there. People still do scrapbook, and to use our stamps as a starting point, it's good too. Okay, so my little boys. So I'm not going to construct it all today, but I just want to show you that that's the starting point and my inspiration really. And then I will add on perhaps some more cardstock in these colours, and really have a look at what I've got. I'll add a bit more colour, maybe a bit more branches to this, and when I've completed it I will share it with you on my Facebook page and on my blog too. And I'll write a lovely message, if I can remember back that far, because the days come and go, don't they, and these memories you just have to hold on to and really treasure before you forget what funny thing they've said that day, and you know, how they played together and they laughed, and that perhaps they wouldn't stop you know, sniffing, or just silly example, but you know, I just need to sort of hold on to all of these things, and I'm desperate to do my memory books and keep up to date with them, because nobody else is going to do them apart from me. So yes, I hope you like my things today. I hope I've inspired you to get playing with the frosted floral sweets and things. I love them. As I said, that paper is limited stock. I don't know how limited, but it is limited stock. Let's see if I can get me. Hi. So thank you again, and I'll be here next Monday at 1 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time, GMT, in the UK. And if you have any questions about any of the products or just any different techniques, please let me know and I will be happy to help you. So thanks for sharing again, and I will see you again soon. Bye everyone.